So in today's video, I'm going to bring in you guys my personal top 10 League 2 signings so far. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 150 likes on today's video, that would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We're now on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your personal top 10 League 2 signings and any potential signings that I have missed out. We'll go through my top 10. I'll give you 5 or 6 potential suggestions that you could have gone with as well at the end of today's video. Now it's based on at the time of recording, so by the time this video comes out, more transfer business could have been done. For example, Jack Nolan to Gillingham is something that is heavily rumoured at the moment, but at this moment in time when I'm recording this video, it hasn't officially been confirmed or announced, so he doesn't feature in today's video, for example. But I'm sure maybe even by the time this video does come out, he would have officially signed. But make sure to drop a like on there for me, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into player number 10. In at 10th position then, we have Jordan Gibson, who has signed for Doncaster Rovers on an initial 2-year contract, with Doncaster having the option for a further year. He was released by Carlisle this summer, and I feel like it is a pretty solid pickup for Doncaster. Is he as good as Akiba Doulakan, who we can all assume Jordan Gibson is his replacement for? I would probably say no, but Jordan Gibson I do think could be a good player. He's quite versatile as well. I think he plays his best football off the left. He's not the quickest of wingers, but he's certainly got the ability to take on a man. He can certainly score from distance as well, and at 26 years of age, he's now coming up to his best years of his career. But like I say, he's versatile. He can play on the left, on the right, can even play in a 3-man midfield as well. Last season in League 1 for Carlisle, he made 40 appearances, 27 starts for Carlisle, 7 goals, averaging a goal every 359 minutes. He also chipped in with 3 assists, so I think 10 goal contributions from 27 league starts for a team that finished bottom of the table is a pretty solid return. Do I think he's as good as Akiba Doulakan? No. Do I think he's still a good signing for Doncaster? Absolutely. In at 9th position then, we have Callum Johnson, who is signed for Bradford City on an initial 1-year contract, with the club having an option for a further season following his release from Mansfield Town. Obviously, won promotion with the Stags at last campaign, playing in 17 league outings in total. Just the 11 starts for him though, 1 goal and 2 assists in that, which I think is a pretty solid return from a fullback from 11 starts. Obviously, he can play right back, right wing back, or even right centre back in a back 3, and that's where I personally think he will play. Massively struggled in his 18 months with injuries over at Mansfield Town, which is a shame, but he's never really struggled with injuries anywhere else he's been in his career, so fingers crossed it's something that Bradford City can get out of his game, and that's why the contract length is only 1 year. But if he does well and plays 35 games, for example, or he's available for 35 games minimum, then I think we will probably trigger that option for a further season, because there's no doubt his talent. When he's fit and available, he will be one of the best fullbacks or right-sided centre-halves in the division. It is just about keeping him fixed. He had a few muscular injuries last season, and they're the concerning ones. You know, if the contact injuries, you don't really mind, but if it is muscular injuries, it is a little bit of a concern. So fingers crossed he can stay fit. But I think this is a really good signing for Bradford City, especially on a free transfer. In 8th position then, we have former Crewe Alexander striker Elliot Nevitt, who has signed for Gillingham FC. The length of his contract hasn't been disclosed, but you would assume it's minimum 2 years, because he has moved down to Kent. He's only really played in the north throughout his whole career, and had a really good season last year with the Railwaymen. In League 2, 43 appearances in total, 28 starts. He scored 16 goals, averaging a goal every 174 minutes, so a really good return there, with a 20% goal conversion rate. He did also miss 12 big chances last season, chipped in with 2 assists and created 3 big chances himself, and I think could be a good signing for Gillingham. On one hand, I think he could play 43 games and get 4 goal contributions next season, but Gillingham have been a team that have lacked goals really over the last few seasons, whether that be Ollie Hawkins, Josh Andrews, Tom Nichols, the list goes on with the amount of strikers that they've had, which just haven't really provided and hit the back of the net on a frequent enough occasion. But I think if Elliot Nevitt can get 15 goals again next season, that'll be a really good return for him. He's now coming into the best years of his career as well, at just 28 years of age, and I do think it is a good signing for the Gills. In at 7th position then, we have another player who Doncaster Rovers have signed, and that is Sbarra. He comes in on a free transfer after being released by Solihull Moors. Now just 25 years of age, and has been brilliant in the National League for a number of seasons. Last year probably wasn't his greatest campaign. I think just a couple goals and a couple of assists, nothing really to stand out, but in seasons gone by, he has been absolutely excellent for Solihull Moors and I think could be a really good signing for Doncaster. 25 years of age, 2-year contract with the club having an option for a further season. Can he make that step up back into the Football League? I certainly think he can. He'll be a really good attacking midfield option next campaign for Grant McCann's side. I think Grant McCann is the type of manager to be able to get the best out of someone like a Joe Sbarra. I think probably a few people will maybe expect him to make that move to Peterborough a couple of seasons ago, one of their non-league gems over the last couple of seasons. Now 25 years of age, so he does need to kick on his career if he really wants to progress, and I think under Grant McCann at Doncaster Rovers, I think all round it's just a good move for all parties. In at 6th position then, we have Barrow AFC completing the signing of Will Stanway. The goalkeeper had a really exceptional season last year for Chester. I think kept one of the most amount of clean sheets in the National League. It might have been the most. It was something like 18 to 20, something crazy like that off the top of my head. It was a really good campaign for him. Just 23 years of age as well, I think could be a really good signing for Barrow. I think their goalkeeper has been Paul Farman over the last couple of seasons and has done a really good job there, but they're now all looking to go a little bit younger. I think Will Stanway is an exceptional signing for Barrow. I think he'll be a really underrated piece of business, and for me personally, deserves to be in at position number 6. Before we get into my top 5, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. We are aiming for 150 likes on today's video. Don't forget as well to subscribe to the channel if you are new, and get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below what would your top 5 be, and let's move on to position number 5. In at 5th position then, we have Chesterfield FC completing the signing of former Stockport County striker Paddy Madden. The 34-year-old has signed a 2-year deal with the Spirates, and I think he's a really good signing. We know that Stockport only offered him a 1-year contract following their promotion into League One, and at 34 years of age he probably wants a little bit more security for his family. Now it's not a million miles away from Stockport to Chesterfield, so I doubt he's probably had to move house as well, which is obviously a big thing for him. Last season in League 2 for the Champions, played 42 league matches in total, 26 of them being starts. He scored 17 goals, averaging a goal every 147 minutes. He did actually miss 11 big chances, but he had a 20% goal conversion rate. Also chipped in with 5 assists, created 10 big chances as well. Had an exceptional season last year for Stockport, and again was a big part of their success. His game isn't built on pace, so his age isn't really going to matter, and I can probably see him scoring about 20 goals next season again for Chesterfield. I think when you look at their striking options, Will Grigg's a decent player. Joe Quigley, not sure he can make that step up into the Football League. Striker was certainly a position Chesterfield needed to improve in. I think Paddy Madden is an exceptional signing on a 2-year deal. In at number 4 then, we have Antoni Sarcevic, who has made the switch from Stockport County over to Bradford City on an initial 2-year contract, with the Bantams having the option for a further season. The 32-year-old again played a massive part in Stockport's success last campaign. It was heavily rumoured that Stockport only offered him a new 1-year deal, so he's come to the Bantams on a much longer term contract for a little bit more security for his family. Every time he's made that promotion into League 1, he always seems to make that step back down to League 2 or the National League, but fingers crossed again he can get another promotion with Bradford City. I think the last 3 times he's been in League 2 he has been promoted with them 3 clubs, that being Stockport, Bolton and also Plymouth Argyle as well. Last season though for Stockport, he played 33 matches, starting at 28 of them. He scored 8 goals with a 15% goal conversion rate, averaging a goal every 299 minutes. He also chipped in with 7 assists and created 8 big chances, averaging 1.3 key passes per game. Did struggle slightly with injuries last season, but I think he's an exceptional signing for the Bantams. The only reason why he's not higher up is because we've already got a lot of competition for places in that position, and while he's an exceptional signing, it's not a position that we were desperate to improve in this summer. You think the likes of Jamie Walker, Alex Patterson, Bobby Poynton for example, but I still do think it's a really good signing. If we didn't have them type of players, he'd probably be my number 1, because you've got to factor just how good the signing is, but also how that really impacts the rest of the squad and how much does it improve their team in that position. So for me personally, Antoni Sarcevic is in at number 4. Into my top 3 then, at 3rd position we have Luke Offord, who has made the switch from Crewe Alexandra to MK Dons. Now while he did again struggle with injuries last season, just the 31 appearances for him in the league for Crewe, when he did play he was massive for them in terms of them getting to the League 2 playoff final. Hasn't played though unfortunately since the middle of February, and I think again he goes into that MK Dons side and he's probably their best central defender. They were a good team last season, were MK Dons, but they conceded far too many goals. Very similar to Notts County, just not on as bad of a scale. 24 years of age, so I think is a really good signing for MK Dons. I think a lot of people would have expected to see him make that step up into League 1, and I think it is an exceptional signing for MK Dons. He's going to come in and massively improve the heart of their defence, and for me personally, he's in my top 3 signings in League 2 so far. In second, we have central midfielder Ollie Clarke making the switch from Mansfield Town to Swindon Town down for an undisclosed fee. It was heavily rumoured he wanted to go back down south because of his young family that he's recently got, and at 31 years of age I think it makes sense for him to go back down where he considers home and, you know, settle his family a little bit more. And I think it's an exceptional signing for Swindon. Last season Swindon were awful all over the pitch for 99% of the time. You know, they had a little bit of quality in there with the likes of Dan Kemp and Jake Young for the first half of the campaign, but Ollie Clarke is an exceptional signing to partner Saidu Khan in at that midfield. Last season for the Stags, who obviously went on to win promotion, 39 appearances, 19 starts, 3 goals and 5 assists, which for an out of possession midfielder, 8 goal contributions is absolutely outstanding from 19 starts. But his defensive numbers are brilliant: 1.9 tackles per game, 2.6 at balls recovered per game. He wins 57% of his aerial duels and 53% of his ground duels as well. Definitely not scared to put in a tackle, with 10 yellow cards picked up last campaign. Was massive for Mansfield in the big games, your Stockports, your Wrexhams away, for example, and I think he's an exceptional signing for Swindon. Comes in and massively improves their midfield. And the best signing in League 2 so far, in my personal opinion, is Notts County completing the signing of former Bradford City central defender Matty Platt. For me personally, he improves Notts County's team the most out of all of these signings. Last season they were terrible defensively, they were hopeless, and Matty Platt for me was one of the best centre backs going into League 2 next campaign. I was absolutely devastated when it was confirmed he hasn't renewed his contract with Bradford City because he wants to play in a possession based side. I still don't think that suits his skill set whatsoever. I think you'll struggle to find a Bradford City fan who'll complement Matty Platt's distribution, but defensively he's absolutely incredible. 26 years of age, so again his best years are still ahead of him. Last season for the Bantams, played 35 times, 33 of them being starts. He did struggle with injuries a little bit last season, couple of hamstring injuries unfortunately. He scored 2 goals and chipped in with 1 assist. He kept 12 clean sheets, averaging 1.6 tackles per game, 4.7 balls recovered per game and 4.5 clearances per game as well. He wins 65% of his ground duels and 63% of his aerial duels. Again, not scared to put in a tackle, with 10 yellow cards picked up last season, and I think he comes in and massively improves that Notts County defence. And I think when you compare, we've signed Aidan Baldwin and they've signed Matty Platt, they've definitely come out of that deal with the much better player. In my personal opinion, I think he will massively improve that Notts County defence, and for me personally, he is the best signing in League 2 so far. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 150 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your top 10 League 2 signings so far, and also let me know down below any players that you do think I have missed out. Just to give some quick honourable nominations: Matty Stevens, Ronan Curtis, Aaron Hayden, Miles Hippolyte and Armani Little, all very unlucky not to make it between 10th to 8th, I think I would argue. Any of them players could interchange and all that sort of stuff. But let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Peace.